more in cinema, Purgatorio. And Traysie, you played his wife.
Correct.
And you are his wife.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
You produced the movie, you wrote, directed. Is that a little weird?
It should have been, but it wasn't.
That's really weird.
Well, and the great thing is that you know, we all just kind of live through each other. But I feel like the last time I got to work with Emily and Chris, Emily and I had a car ride that was pretty long on the way back, and I felt like it was the first time that like just the two of us hung out and really talked. This is long before this movie may have been like in a concept floating around in your brain, but they were really focused on another feature they were working on that I was kind of trying to like get some money for and help out with, and so we had this great conversation, and it was really intimate and like not, you know, I mean, it's just like a real truthful conversation. And so when they invited me to come and play on this film, I was really excited because I just felt like I'd become so close to you very quick, like in a very short amount of time though. You know, I mean, it wasn't like we were long friends. It was like a few deep conversations, and then every time we saw each other, it was like no time had passed. So I was excited that I kind of could do an homage to what I find is a really interesting couple. I've known them as a couple for a very long time, and so it was really exciting.
Are you based in Greenville as well?
Yes, currently based.
What's going on in Greenville?
Oh, so much stuff.
Greenville's huge.
Yeah.
It really is. It's exciting. There's a huge performing arts scene and visual arts scene, especially for families, which is really exciting for me because I work in children's theater. So it's particularly good for me.
There was what was the rehearsal process like on this? I'm assuming you had.
Oh yeah. Well, we did some. We hung out and read the script and read scenes. I remember one of the fun things we did right before we shot is we did that improv show with the Alchemy Kids. There was an improv group in Greenville, and we just sat in for the night, just Traysie and I. And I also think that part of the process working with you while we were shooting is I was just kind of goofing with her all the time. I mean, we were just messing with each other, telling jokes, trying to make each other laugh. And I think that comes across as a kind of chemistry.
Well, there's definitely natural. If the chemistry doesn't work, the movie doesn't work.
Right.
But I like totally adore her and think she's a great actor and think you're hilariously funny.
Thank you. I enjoy working with him as well. We enjoy doing improv together. We found out.
Yeah.
Are you worried? No, you should.
No, not at all. I picked Traysie in a lot of ways because it was because of that reason. Like, who do we know who acts who I'd feel comfortable letting be your wife? And Traysie was on the short list of people who, you know, I wouldn't feel weird about.
Right. You also built an ensemble. I mean, I think this is maybe the only true ensemble film in the featured category this year.
Yeah.
And it felt like everybody had been together for a long, long time. I know you worked.
The last scene in the movie, it's over credits. They're at a Christmas party when she's pregnant, and there's that scene where she's holding her.
I'll put that baby in her belly.
But we shot that on like one of the first days of the movie, and that was like everybody was meeting that day.
Right, we had
so it's kind of weird when you watch it and
is
you
that
see
your mom?
No, but Vonda, who played my mom.
Kind of seems like your mom.
Yeah, she's like favors my mom.
She's
they have
similar.
a similar voice.
Yeah.
I totally bought her.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I think one thing that helped that chemistry too is we had that beautiful beach house, and then we rented another one just right across the street, so everyone was like within walking distance of each other, and we cooked there at night, or I cooked. And we had food and just we were hanging out at the beach. I mean, it did feel a lot like almost like film camp.
Yeah,
we were making a movie.
And Tracy's like, you're like a total worker. When she's like not on camera, she's like taking charge of something. Like, what are those boxes over there? Okay, those need to be stacked.
She's like labeling craft surfaces, and I'm just like, Traysie, sit and rest. Get ready to be on camera.
It's productive nervous.
She can't do it. No.
So one of the questions, or one of the comments last night in the Q&A was how well the daughter worked. And this is your daughter.
Yeah, and my daughter Harriet, who at the time we shot was 13, and she likes to say that she was playing her older sister Gibson in the film, which is hilarious. I think it's like Gibson turning into Harriet is what
Right.
the movie is.
Right, it is.
Her
It's like
arc.
she
is like-
starts as Gibson and she turns into herself by the end of the
Yeah.
film.
but her wardrobe came from her sister's closet. She's like, I'm going to get Gibson's clothes.
Yes. Until the end when it was her clothes
Yeah.
or Reed's clothes.
Right.
Right.
Like
She
Reed,
really
which was
started wearing some of
appropriate
Reed's
for the
clothes.
character.
yeah, and, like
Yeah.
in the final scene, like she's wearing the dress that Reed is wearing in the first scene when we first meet her. Like
Mhm.
we kind of wanted this idea of like she becomes her personal assistant and they start hanging out and
yeah.
sharing clothes and swapping
Yeah.
boy
She
stories.
becomes a
Right.
mentor to her.
Right.
Yeah.
Which would be like the most horrible, awful
I
thing
know.
Right,
that could ever happen to your teenage daughter.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about Harriet is that I teach children's theater, and Chris allowed Harriet to
Yeah.
take some children's theater classes for me years before he was still working in live
Teaching,
theater.
yeah.
And so he let his daughter take from me, and she was so dry at such a young age that I fell in love with her.
Mhm.
And I would constantly call on her and make her do things and make her do examples. And so I had a real affinity for her before she was ever cast as our daughter, my
And you know,
stepdaughter.
her big scene at the end where she shoots down Dose, that's like Traysie directed that. I mean, you got that
Top
performance out of her.
She's
Yeah, because and there's even some takes we could not use because you were being acting teacher in the scene. It's like, you're supposed to be there like, oh wow, she's really saying that, and you're like,
And I was like, yeah, you can do this.
Yes, exactly.
No child that age will ever really listen to a parent when they're
That's right.
trying
it's
to
like,
do.
throw up my hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shooting in, you mentioned it was a great experience shooting in Charleston and Folly Beach. Plans to shoot the next one here?
The next film we're doing is, it looks like it's going to be produced in Atlanta because of the, just economically for investors in the film, and there's really good film incentives there. But you never
Pay attention,
know.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
I mean, you
And
know,
I feel
Georgia's
like it's
pretty
an
great.
urban idea too. Like
Yeah.
the upcoming film seems to favor an urban setting, but as we drove around earlier today,
Mhm.
Matthew and I, we just marveled at how beautiful this place is, and we weren't surprised that so many films are made in Beaufort.
And I thought watching the film and being in Beaufort, I was like, oh, we could have shot in Beaufort.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
But we had a free house in
Yeah.
Folly Beach, which is what really drove us there.
Yeah.
And Bill
Yeah.
is from
And-
Charleston.
And to be fair, I love, like, one of my favorite sequences, I love the music of it. It just seems peaceful, it's all very hopeful. And they're driving to Folly Beach and then it hits that sign and it's like the perfect name for our film. They're at Folly
Yeah.
Beach.
Would that
Yeah.
actually
I mean,
works?
isn't that,
Yeah.
that's
that works.
perfect.
It's not lost.
So, right.
And I used to live there, and I think Stephen and all the different camera people, all the shots that are just of the city and the sky and the bridge and all of that, I feel like is a beautiful homage to that town. I really do. I love how it captured. I felt like it really
There's
captured
that
the
little
beauty.
alleyway scene with
Yeah.
Monica and Jeff. I
Yeah.
love that.
So let me wrap up with the question that we should be asking everybody here. How's your experience been at the Beaufort International Film Festival?
Oh my gosh, it's been incredible. I was blown away by everybody being so friendly and warm. And I was a little taken aback. I was like, okay, yeah, I will be your friend too. Everybody was so very friendly and kind and welcoming. It's been amazing. And it's been exciting to see so many good films.
It's tough to be, it's very vulnerable when you're an artist going into a festival and you're like showing your work. You know? Even if you're confident in it, you're being very vulnerable and sharing it. And you really do want everybody to love it and like it. But then there's also a part of you that wants like, I need some helpful criticism. And I've found that the other filmmakers here have been like enthusiastic, encouraging, and also I've had great conversations about my film. Like,
Right.
and I don't think that happens everywhere. I think it's the hospitality.
It's the hospitality, and it's all under
Infuses
one roof. We
everyone.
call it the big top. So
Yeah.
there's no escape. You're all under
Right.
the same roof.
Well, Chris and I actually, just last night or this morning, we were talking about our next film. I'm like, oh, it won't be done until 2016 on the schedule we're on. So we were saying, like, we can't go to Beaufort next year. We won't have a new film ready.
You don't
We'll
have
have
to.
to. Well, I know, that's true. Thank you.
No, but what I want to do, and I'll just float this right here. You can talk to Ron and Rebecca about it. But I want to do I want to have a rough cut by this festival, and maybe do like a rough cut screening of our new film here, like maybe private.
For some real Q and
Yeah,
to get some real
feedback.
feedback from real
I smell
aficionados.
a Film Society fundraiser.
Yeah.
It's a theme. It's a theme night, and if you give VW Scheich and Gary Weeks $25, they'll let you be in.
That's right.
This is what I
Oh, we
hear.
will. We'll do that.
All right. Well, we'll look for you next year, and good luck on the circuit.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks.